Hey everyone, you know who I am, it's Andre. I'm here to bring another altering thought to your mind. This morning, my wife, she preached on the standards of womanhood. And while she was preaching, a few things came to my mind, that I wanted to get across to whoever it is that may come across this video, being that it's International Women's Month. So that being said, I want to alter people's minds on what it is that they feel the role of a woman should be, as my wife preached on the role of a woman. One of the scriptures that people bring up when they talk about how a woman should be or how a godly woman should be, what standards a woman should have, is they bring up Proverbs 31. And Proverbs 31 speaks about how a woman should fear the Lord and how her relationship should be with the Lord, and then her duties in the household, how she takes care of her husband, how she takes care of her kids. And then people, that's what they bring up when they say, this is what a woman should be. A lot of men, when they're looking, or young men, when they're looking to marry people, when they're looking to marry a woman, they think of those standards. A woman who's going to go and clean and do all this stuff, and there was, in America, or even around the world, and back, say 50 to 100 years ago, there was a thought that women shouldn't work, but women should be in the home, taking care of the home and taking care of the kids and taking care of the husband. What I want people to understand, that most of that is true, but there's a principle, a godly principle in godly principles that God intends women to have, that a lot of people are missing out on, and a lot of people who are looking for wives are missing out on. Now, if we go to Proverbs 31, start at Proverbs 31:16. Now, in Proverbs 31, we read about in the previous verses, we read about everything that a woman is supposed to be in her relationship with God, and in her relationship, and what she's supposed to do inside of the home, and how she's supposed to be to her husband and to her kids. But in verse 16, it says, "She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand she planteth a vineyard." Now, in those days, a woman buying land and buying property, or buying and planting a vineyard is a big thing. Having a vineyard was a business. What it was saying, that women in those days, a godly woman or a virtuous woman that Proverbs 31 is speaking about, is that this woman should have a business. And she should be bringing in her own kind of income. It's not just the husband going out and having an income and taking care of the family and the woman spending that money. No, the woman is supposed to establish her own business. She's supposed to have her own money. She's supposed to bring something to the table as well, not just the man. If you go to Proverbs 31 verse 18, it says, "She perceiveth that her merchandise is good, her candle goeth not out by night." Now this is someone who is cultivating a business and who works day and night to make sure that that business is prosperous. Her merchandise, whatever it is that she has in her business, is good because she's worked so hard in preparing it to sell, preparing it for whoever it is, whatever need that wherever it is that she can market it. So if we go again down to verse 24. "She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come." Now what that's saying is, women are, like most times, women go to merchants like a car salesman. Most times women are taken advantage of because they're not seen to have that kind of understanding or know-how of business. But in those days, women were trained in business. It said that she bought a vineyard, and that vineyard was a business, or she knew how to make clothes, and she was able to sell clothes, and she went out to the market and sold to the merchants for them to sell to other people. Women are supposed to have an understanding of business, but as young women are coming up, their parents or society is not training them in that way. They're telling women that they're supposed to have other kinds they're supposed to be built in another form, in another fashion. That goes away from what God is telling them that they're supposed to be. Now that's not saying that we should be have this whole feminist movement and have women that I can be as great as a man and do all this. I don't need a man, whatever. I have my career and all this good stuff. No, that's good. That's not what God is saying. You're supposed to have your career, your own business. God has called us to be business owners also, not just people who work for other people. Again, I keep telling people, you don't pay boatloads of money. You don't borrow boatloads of money from Sally Mae to go pay a school to learn how to go work for someone. No, you pay that money and went through all those years of school to learn how to open your own business. Take that knowledge and make something greater. This Proverbs 31 woman took the knowledge that it is that she had and made something greater. She stayed up day and night to cultivate that business, to cultivate the merchandise that she has to market it to whatever market that was out there. That is one of the aspects of a godly woman, a virtuous woman that is being left out today. God is not just calling for women to stay at home and do nothing but take care of the kids and please your husband. That's a slave. You're supposed to be a helpmeet to your husband. You got to bring something to the table just as the man is supposed to bring something to the table. You're supposed to see yourself as something more than that. As the man is going out there to cultivate his business or bring income back in, you're supposed to be able to do the same thing. In a sense, the woman is one of the greatest in the household. Why? Because she's told that she has to cultivate her own business, bring income in, and also take care of the children and take care of the husband. No man can do what a woman does. Holding a baby, breastfeeding a baby while taking care of something else, while doing this, while doing that, taking care of kids, while doing all these other things that they're called to do. No man understands how it is to give birth to a child. And then from all that pain and anguish, want to get up and do it over again and have multiple children. That's why there's a strength in women that women are missing out on. They're losing the understanding of the strength that it is that they have, because society is taking away that knowledge of what a virtuous and what a godly woman is, and their society is telling women this is what it is that you should be like. So if you're a woman and you see a man that's telling you, well, this is how it is that you should be in the home, taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning, and all that, and that's your role, that's not the man for you. Be a virtuous woman, a godly woman, a Proverbs 31 woman, a woman who understands all that, but also understands that God called you to be something greater. God calls you to use the talents that He's giving you to cultivate something up there in the world. God has called you to bring something to the table with your husband, and for you guys to work in tandem, not for your husband to be lord over you. That's not what it's supposed to be like. Men, do not pair yourself with women who don't have the spiritual qualities that the Proverb 31 woman has, and also has the desire to be something greater, the desire to take the talents that God has given her and to do something with it. She has to be just as driven as you are. The drives that you guys have has to come together. As you're cultivating your talents to become something greater, you want to pair yourself with someone who's cultivating her talents to become something greater. Because you know why? When you pair yourself with that person, you're not going to want to fall short, because she's striving for greatness. And you want to be everything that it is that you need to be for her. You want to be great for her. You're going to strive for greatness as well. That fire won't die in you. And then you won't have to take on the load of the whole family on your own. Your guys are a help meet. So listen, for International Women's Month, I hope that you guys see what God is telling you in Proverbs 31. All those things that have been hidden from us from the church and from what society has been hiding from us. But in God's word, He's been telling you women that He wants you to be something great. That the home, that your responsibilities don't stop in the home, but He's given you talents. He's given you the knowledge and the ability to understand. And you need to cultivate all that understanding, cultivate those talents so that you can go out and become great, just as you motivate your husband to become something greater as well. Now, as I keep telling everybody, alter your mind so that you can alter your future and have a better, brighter, and greater tomorrow.